everyone, and welcome to another CRM Snacktime Snippet. I'm Alex Killian, the video producer here on XTIVIA's marketing team. And today we're joined again by Mike Ahrenhoersterbaeumer, the Senior Business Development Manager here at XTIVIA. Mike, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
So today we've got a list for you. It's the top 10 reasons why CIOs should choose XTIVIA for CRM. So what do you got for us, Mike?
I got 10 good reasons for you. No, and look, there is plenty to get more, but 10's a nice round number, right? Top 10 lists, everybody knows them, everybody does them. And one thing I want to reiterate too, Alex just talked about top 10 reasons why a CIO should choose XTIVIA to help with their CRM. And then when we talk about help with CRM in this scenario, it may be a brand new implementation, or it may be, hey, we already have Salesforce or Microsoft and we just need some outside expertise. We have some new things we'd like to roll out. We need some support, whatever it is. Could be either or, right? But in reference to Alex's comment about why a CIO would choose XTIVIA, I want to reiterate, right? It may not just be a CIO. It may be the head of the sales team. It may be the head of the marketing team. It may be somebody in operations, someone else in IT. That's one of those things about CRM, right? Like one of the other things that we do as a company is provide database support, right? And in those scenarios, you're kind of always dealing with IT in some way, right? Whether it's the head of IT, whether it's database administrators, whatever it is. CRM, that's not always the case. Some companies, it does fall under the IT umbrella, right? Other companies, it falls under the sales umbrella, the marketing umbrella, someone in operations, whatever it might be, right? And that's becoming more and more so nowadays because everything's just going cloud, right? Salesforce has always been cloud. So let's just kind of alter it to top 10 reasons why business leaders should work with XTIVIA, right? Number of good reasons, 10 of those, right? We have been doing this a very long time, right? So we have a proven track record of delivering successful CRM implementations. Our team, right, has a proven track record of delivering successful CRMs or supporting those that already have a CRM in place and building out new best practices or new functionality, whatever it might be. And when you sign up for XTIVIA, that's what you get. Access to our team, right? You're not just tied to one individual. You get access to all of our people, whether that's our junior admins, our senior admins, our developers, our architects, our consultants. You get access to our entire team of great individuals and contributors. Like I said, we've been doing this a very long time. We know how to improve efficiencies, right? Companies give us walkthroughs of their CRM systems all the time when we're especially more so companies that already have one in place and they want somebody to come in and help out, right? And they give us walkthroughs all the time on how they use the system. And I could tell you within 5 minutes on every one of those calls, we already spot things that it's like, why are you doing it this way? This seems kind of counterproductive. There's quicker and easier ways to do this, right? So we know quick wins and how to easily improve efficiencies within your CRM system. Cost savings. We kind of talked about this a little bit in one of our previous Snacktime Snippets of hiring full-time people internally just to do this kind of work, right? That's always going to be the more expensive route. We know the best ways to build things out, the right ways to build things out, the right ways to support. We know the right ways to staff projects and staff implementations and just ongoing managed services, right? We know that cost is very important to every company out there. Some it's a driver, some it's more, we're not as concerned, but it's always there, right? And so one of the other things to think about when it comes to cost is the cost of the system, right? Not just the ongoing support of it, but Salesforce, Microsoft, some of the other major players in the market, they are not cheap products. You are making a big investment financially into those systems. If you're going to do that, you better be getting some return on investment with that, right? And we know how to get you those quick wins, get you some long-term wins to get that adequate or exceed what your expected ROI is on your CRM. Productivity, right? And this is from sales, this is customer service, this is marketing, whatever. Every department is worried about their team being productive, not wasting their time, not doing duplicate entry, all of that kind of different stuff. So we know how to make your team more productive, streamline processes to make sure that the system is working for them and they are not working for the system. And that's something that is very important that we preach pretty hard when it comes to working with customers. That system needs to work for you, not the other way around. Best practices. Again, to reiterate something I mentioned earlier, we've been doing this for 20 plus years, working with CRMs, helping companies of all shapes and sizes put in different CRM solutions to fit their business needs. We know what those best practices are. We know the right things, right ways to do things. We're not just going to jump in and start tearing up the system and rewriting, overhauling things without putting best practices first. That is a big thing to think about, not necessarily always in the short term, but when you start having to manage your own system and worry about things as the business scales, as it grows, as use cases change, you want to make sure best practices are in place so you continue to do things the right way. Scalability, big one. We are a company that has a fair amount of Salesforce resources. Every single one of our individuals knows Salesforce inside and out. Same thing with Dynamics. We do, I feel like I said Salesforce a lot, but we do a lot of Microsoft Dynamics work as well. We have very knowledgeable, very seasoned, very experienced resources. And sometimes things change for the customer, right? Right now, we have some customers that, they're okay. They don't need much right now. They're pretty self-sufficient. They're just kind of cruising along. But we know come March, come April, they have a big wish list that they need done, right? And they need it done quickly. Because of that, they need us to scale up. They need us to bring in some more resources into the project so we can meet their needs, meet their deadlines. And that's something that we do all the time, scaling up and scaling down and being flexible for the customer. And just not just flexible in terms of the scalability aspect of it, but flexible in that things change all the time, right? And they need to be able to know that we can adjust on the fly with them, right? Whether there's new requests coming in, whether there's a change in responsibility, right? So some customers like us to be more proactive, right? Proactive support is one of these things. And that's something that we can do. Others, they want us to just kind of be there almost as if, you will, an insurance policy, right? They're trying to do things on their own, but sometimes things change and stuff's hitting the fan. We need help right away, right? So being able to be flexible enough to go where they go, whether that's up, down, right, left, being able to know that we're going to be able to stay there and keep up with them as things change is very important. I just mentioned that proactive support, right? Sometimes companies have people in-house that, let's take Salesforce, for example. They just came from another company that was using Salesforce. They're familiar with Salesforce. They know enough to be dangerous and kind of manage the system. Other companies, they're putting it in. They know it's Salesforce. They've heard great things, but they have no idea how it works or any of that kind of different stuff, right? So they're looking to us to be more proactive, right? We're setting weekly meetings. We're bringing ideas to the table for them. We're jumping in on a daily basis just to check, and if there's an integration running, make sure things are running smoothly, or if there's been errors that are popping in, or being proactive and looking at those errors and getting them fixed, right? So being able to be proactive and provide more outgoing support and consulting versus just kind of sitting back and waiting until it comes in can be very important to some. Compliance, another big one. Obviously, everybody's concerned about the data. Where is it housed? How is it housed? Who can access this data? Knowing the ins and outs of all those kind of security measurements, if you will. And truthfully, when it comes to Salesforce especially, usually not as big of a concern. They're very good about that. But like Microsoft, I'm going to house this on my own servers. I'm going to put this in Microsoft's commercial cloud or in their government cloud. Like, what are the ins and outs of that? What am I not thinking about that I need to prepare myself for? And we have that knowledge. We have that expertise to bring that to the table and make sure that, hey, you need to, calm down. You have no concerns here. Your data's safe. Everything's good to go. The security measures in place are perfect, right? But then finally, number 10, and I apologize, I haven't really been numbering, I've just kind of been going, but number 10, this is something that I referenced probably in a couple previous snippets. CRM is not a short-term thing. It is a long-term venture. You implement CRM, you get some initial things done, you got the system humming, that's great. Give it another 6 months. What next? What now? It happens all the time. People get into these systems, they see the power that they have, they see the flexibility that they have, and they see the how much better it's making their team, right? Their team loves it. It's like making their job significantly easier, right? So what other processes can we, use the system to automate, to streamline? What other functionality can we build in here, right? What can we do, right? And that's how you have to look at CRM. It is not a one-time thing. It's always continuous. Your business is always changing. It's growing. Your processes are always changing, and the CRM needs to be able to keep up with that, right? But if the CRM needs to be able to keep up, it's just as important that your partner can too. And that's where XTIVIA really thrives. We bring ideas to the table. You bring ideas to the table. We have ideas to meet those requirements, right? We have solutions that we can build out to get you to the next level and just continue to grow from there. It is not a short-term thing. It is a long-term venture that is always ever evolving. And we're very good at being right there every step of the way to meet your needs. And that's just as important as any of the other 9 items that I have mentioned before. But with that, we have a lot of experience, a lot of expertise. We've done it, we've seen it. And those are all very good reasons why XTIVIA should be the right partner for business leaders out there today. We know the systems, we know the industries, we know the use cases, and we can help take your business to the next level by properly rolling out and supporting a CRM solution to help your team moving forward. So I got plenty of other reasons too, but that's just 10 to kind of start with. And if you'd like to talk about other ones or dive into any of these further, I'd be more than happy to speak with you.
Thank you so much, Mike. As Mike mentioned, if you have any further questions or interest in XTIVIA services, please do reach out. And please come back in the near future for more CRM Snacktime Snippets. Thank you so much.